Welcome to another community conversation. I'm your host, Ian Parkinson, and I'm here today with David Andrews, who's the chair of the 7 over 70 committee. Welcome, David.
Thank you very much. I'm always happy to have a conversation about the top 7 over 70.
Well, you're not only the chair for 7 over 70, you're also a director on the Community Foundation for Southeast Alberta.
Yes, I'm into my last year. They have a policy where you can sit for 2 3-year terms. Right. So I've been a board member for almost 6 years, and it's been a tremendous experience. The Community Foundation endowment model is a very compelling kind of an organization because it's an endowment, and if people understand that means that their donation is never spent. Only the revenue it generates goes towards granting to worthy organizations and charities in our communities. So it can be a legacy, if you like, because it lasts in perpetuity.
So if somebody's looking at doing their estate planning and they'll want to leave a legacy to the community, how do they get a hold of the Community Foundation?
Well, one of the ways that we've communicated the message about the opportunity to use charitable donations to manage some of your tax issues is to talk to financial advisors, accountants, lawyers who deal with wills and those kinds of things. So a lot of the recommendations that we get, people who've gotten them from those professionals that they deal with. We also, of course, find that a lot of our potential donors arise out of a grant that we may have given to an organization or a charity, and then people who are involved with that group get to know what's going on with the foundation, and the next thing we know, we have a potential donor.
It comes full circle.
Yeah.
So what is 7 over 70?
Well, top 7 over 70 was the brainchild of a guy called Jim Gray. Jim Gray is a oil patch pioneer and philanthropist from Calgary. He's in his 90s now, but he's still pretty active, and he's going to be a guest speaker at our gala in October at Medelta for top 7 over 70 Southeast. That's an aside. Jim and some friends were thinking, we celebrate, people under 30 for their achievements. We celebrate people under 40 for their achievements. And we've got this generation of seniors who are more active than any time in our past. And many of them are active and got their foot on the gas and doing some amazing things. So the concept of top 7 over 70 is to celebrate those kinds of achievements.
Right, and these 70-plus-year-olds are also heavily into mentoring young people.
Often people who are active in a lot of different ways will also be encouraging younger people. And that we find that a lot when we start talking to people who are potential nominees. And this is our first go at it. But we found 7 people who are absolutely inspirational, for not just for people over the age of 70, but also for people of all generations to be active.
So you had your lunch last week, where you announced the names of the 7.
That's right.
So then the actual top 1 of the 7, or are all 7 celebrated at the gala?
No, all 7. We have found 7 recipients of this award. And we have videos of all 7 that were being prepared, and we're going to bring them all to our gala event, which is at Medelta Historic Site on October the 10th. and we're going to get to meet them, get to hear who they are and what they have to say.
War stories.
And we attended. A few of us attended the last one that was held in Calgary, and it was just an amazing thing to be a part of. So we're hoping that that's what it's going to be like here.
So if somebody wants tickets to the gala on October the 10th, where do they go?
Well, the Community Foundation of Southeast Alberta has an office downtown in Medicine Hat, but you can go on the website, cfsea.ca, and go to the tab for Top 7 over 70, and you can buy tickets. The tickets are $125 a place, or in the event that you decide to buy a whole table, that's just times 8.
Which will be very nice of them.
Well, it would be great, yes. I will tell you, though, that if anybody's thinking about getting some tickets, they should do it. We anticipate being sold out in the next few weeks.
So don't do the Medicine Hat, leave it until the last minute.
Well,
you may be disappointed.
You might be disappointed.
Now, does this happen every year?
Well, no, the plan is to do it every other year.
Okay.
And that's the way it's done in Calgary. And the reason for that is because they don't want this to be, it's not really intended to be a fundraiser.
Okay.
And they don't want this to be competition for legitimate charities that are engaged in fundraising. Now, the Community Foundation is a fundraiser.
Yeah.
So if there were to be some surplus funds, they would accrue to the Community Foundation of Southeast Alberta. But this is more intended not to be a celebration of these 7 recipients, and an inspiration.
Yeah.
And that's why it fits with the Community Foundation of Southeast Alberta, because it's inspirational. One of the 3 pillars of the Community Foundation is we inspire.
Yeah.
And so that's why this fits so well with the Community Foundation.
And the Community Foundation of Southeast Alberta is actually they cover a very large area.
Well, yes, it's all of southeastern Alberta, but it's really boundaried by by the special areas 2, 3, 4, and MD of Acadia, a county of Newell, including the city of Brooks, county 40 Mile, and Cypress County. And those are the boundaries of the Community Foundation for Southeast Alberta.
It's as big as the old Palliser area.
It fits right in there, yes.
So if you're going to be doing this again in 2026,
That's right.
If somebody has somebody over 70 they'd like to nominate, what's the process?
Well, anybody can be a nominator. And really the only rule is that they have to have started something or built something or done something after the age of 70. This is not about celebrating the life achievement of somebody who's been active all their life. That's admirable, and we're not taking away from that. But this is specifically for something that was generated after the age of 70. That's it. And it can be in any field, anything from business to philanthropy to the arts to
whatever.
As long as it's interesting,
yes,
we'll be happy to hear from them.
Especially if it's something
and
different.
We know there's lots of interesting people out in this part of the world.
This end of the province certainly has a lot of colorful characters.
Colorful would be a good way to put it, absolutely. And we found some.
Yes, because at the lunch, I think you had 5 of the 7.
Yeah, 5 of the 7 were there. They will all be there on the 10th, touch wood. So we're going to have some fun.
Okay. Is there anything else besides this top 7 over 7 that the foundation is going to be hosting or working on between, say, now and Christmas? We've got the gala on the 10th of October.
Yes. The community grant system cycles twice a year. So there's a spring grant process and a fall grant process. We're just in the fall granting process right now. I think the deadline is today for applications for grants. We go through the process, and it's quite a rigorous one of evaluating those. And there will be an event, which there is twice a year, every year, to give out those grants. And there will be one in the city of Medicine Hat, and the Community Foundation of Southeast Alberta will be advertising that. Right. And there will be another one in each of the 4 rural community fund areas. So there'll be one in Brooks and one in Oyen and one in Bow Island, I think, probably.
Okay. Excellent. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, yeah, I think so. I got involved in this kind of by accident because I happened to know one of the primary people involved with the Calgary Top 7 over 70, and I didn't keep my mouth shut, so I ended up chairing it. But it's been one of the most interesting and inspiring things I've ever done in my life. It's been fun, yes. and I guess that it caught me a little bit by surprise how much I've come to think about how the rest of my life is going to go.
Well, yeah, and you've got a valid point. We're so busy getting on with our lives. It takes something like Top 7 over 70 to make us realize who else is out there making a difference.
Yeah, and I've just enjoyed every minute of it.
Especially a selfless difference too.
Yes, thank you.
Well, thank you for coming in, David.
Well, I certainly appreciate it, and it's been kind of fun too.
Good luck with the gala.
Well, come on over.
All right. Thank you for watching.